Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayetu Sarva Vighnopashantaye Agajanana Padmarkam Gajananamaharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam एकदन्तं उपास्महे ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे कृष्णं कमलपत्राक्षं पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनं वासुदेवं जगद्योनिं नौमि नारायणं हरिं नौमि नारायणं हरिं नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः. So today, the Vidhuraneethi time, when we are able to learn regarding our life journey, character, conduct, solving the problems, and getting a kind of confidence which is already there in everybody, and see that we run the life. Because Jivantam Jiv Ichet, Isha Upanishad tells us that we have to always desire to continue to live. Nobody can stop the living. Pranaha, we cannot send away the pranas. Therefore, even Dhritarashtra actually is a wise man. He is not ordinary, but still, what to do? He has to go through all that. Because the children are the educators. Children are the monitors. Children are the inspirers. Children are the destroyers. Therefore, we always make a prayer to Paramatma and Paradevi, Durga Parameswari, that Satsantana Pradayini Namo Namaha. Satsantana Pradayini. The children must be such that they should bring you prosperity. But it is different. Therefore, here we have the advice given by Vidura, the minister of Kauravas, when he wanted to get some kind of fear-freeness with the words of Vidura, he brought him, because Sanjaya came and told him that Dharmaraja is particular that he should get his share of land. And also, Dharmaraja enumerated all that harmed the 5 Pandavas and him and his brothers and all that. So now he cannot redeem, because he became angry when Dhritarashtra communicated that because the Pandavas have used Vanavasam for such a long years, so they can go in for another spell of 13 years. That was the suggestion given by the uncle Dhritarashtra. He said such a dangerous thing. Then that irritates Dharmaja, because it is against Dharma to simply continue Vanavasam for a long time. Now we are in the Vidhuraneethi, 37 chapter, sloka number 27 and all that. So actually Dhritarashtra has put a question, what is Mahakulam, what is Nichakulam, what is all that. So as a part of answer, he is trying to differentiate what is what. See, Dharma Atikramana is wrong. Dharma Anuchara or Dharma Palana is good. Therefore, he was talking about it in 25th sloka, for example. Anijjaya vivahascha विवाहिश्चर्य वदस्य उत्सादनेन च कुलानि अकुलतां यान्ति धर्मस्य अतिक्रमेण च. No doubt, there are high families are there with pedigree and family history, but they will fall down to the lowest level if they do not have any religious feeling, any performance of sacrifices, and undertaking impure marriages, and abandonment of the Vedic studies, and violation of the virtues. So these are all very bad habits. Actually, we are given human body, we are given human birth by Paramatma with a hope by that we will be able to improve our selves and try to go to a higher pedestal than what we were in the previous birth. Because Janma Janmani is that. And even Shankaracharya makes a prayer that Mabhudevam Mama Pasupate Janma Janmantarepi. That is to say that Janma and Janmantara is certain, and when that is certain, one has to have not the other things which will deter them to do any puja. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪೇಪ ದಿ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಾಬ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೋ absorbing to the youngsters and little senior people that they have absolutely no time to sit at all. Right in the morning, they are on toe. And I don't know. And even weekends also, they have so many family things to attend and all that. So ultimately, nowadays, things have completely changed. Dharma atikramana is there. What to do? That's why the Dharma Palakas, the Mathadhipatis are always on toe. They are all moving from place to place, trying to hold lectures and trying to impart our Sanatana Dharma, the advantages and all that. So here, maybe that we are born in a very noble family. My grandfather is great. My great grandfather is great. And my father also is better. Then what about you then? Because I cannot get an engineering job with my father's engineering certificate. He is BE and all that. So I can't take his certificate and say that my father has this BE, so give me engineer's job. You must have your own certificate given by the university. That will only give you commensurate job. That is how everybody will know what you are not familiar. That's why he said high kulas, maybe that you are born in an engineer's family, doctor's family, or lawyer's family, etc. And but still you have very wonderful behavior of your parent. So your parentage may be good, but they become suddenly low owing to the absence of sacrifices. We don't have much references in Mahabharata where Duryodhana has spent long time in attending or performing sacrifices. You only have the Rajasuya and such yagas being done by the Pandavas, Dharmaraja, but I don't know. It is still a question mark to me. And to that, any that. And moreover, Dharma. That Duryodhana is the eldest brother of the 99 brothers. So whatever Duryodhana says, all people second it. The most nearest brother to Duryodhana, who will always give stamp and seal and with signature to Duryodhana's evil or whatever plans they are, is Dusyasana. Therefore, he is admitted into the group of Chatushtaya. Maybe Sishta Chatushtaya alladu, Dushta Chatushtaya. So Shekuni, Karna, Duryodhana, Dusyasana. These four people are a group. Although there are, but we don't. But among the 100 brothers, there is one fellow who is having some sympathy and understanding the dharma and all that. Is called Vikarna. But who will say it will be a roar in the wilderness? See, if so many people are negating, if only one fellow votes for that, it will not have much strength at all. So that's how the Guru Kuluku, Kaurava Kula, or it has happened like that. So kulani akulatam yanti. What would ultimately, so the pedigree, the dignity of the family will become completely lowered down to the lowest level. So kula bhramsha. So kula bhramsha will take place. That's exactly the problem which felt Arjuna in the battlefield to detest war and to stop from war, having seen his own kith and kin on both sides. And he doesn't want them to kill or his own kith and kin be killed in the war. So that kind of sentiment bothered Arjuna in the battleground. But while Duryodhana is not having that feeling, he comes to Dronacharya and tells openly, Madarthe Chakta Jivitaha. Well, all these people are ready to give up their life as for sake of me. All this 11 Akshohini Sainyam. In fact, why Duryodhana Sainyam became 11, larger? Because those people who were offended by Krishna, Arjuna defeating in the war and depriving their desires, evil to take place. So they all were waiting for an opportunity. When Mahabharata war was declared by Duryodhana, all of them went and joined the Duryodhana party. These people are really people. They don't have an ethics many times. So what happens is they are all exposed to evil, but they don't mind, but they want only land. They want land, they want sukha, they want all that. Therefore, kulani akulatam yanti. The chief reason is dharmasya atikramana. Because what Arjuna Pandavas are doing is dharma yuddham and adharma yuddham on the side of Kauravas. Actually, Krishna would go and ask Bhishma and Karna and all these people, yeah, why are you supporting adharma? Why are you supporting? But they have their own reasoning and commitment and faithfulness and gratitude. Therefore, Bhishma has the condition enticing him that whoever sits on the throne, Kuru throne, and whatever he does, he has to only follow. That's what is the promise he has done to his father, Santana Maharaja, and also his mother. I mean, that lady whom Santana Maharaja married, and he became Bhishma. So that tied the hands of Bhishmacharya, and he told Krishna also, Krishna, I know I am your devotee. You know that I am on the dharma side. What to do? You have given me that job for me to be on the side. And actually, Duryodhana by himself is not a strong warrior to face this Pandava Sainyam and all that, but he has so much confidence upon other Kuruvruddhas and Kuruviras, Maharathas, and all that. And so he is just banking on them. Even that point also was pointed out. Duryodhana, you are not independently capable to meet up the force of the Pandavas, but you rely upon these fellows. That is very bad. Even Vidura also tells like that. So in the 36th sloka, you have come across Deva Dravya Vinasini Brahma Swaharanena cha Kulani akulatam yanti brahmanatikramanena cha. So there are two reasons here pointed out by Vidura. One is the dharma atikramana and second is the brahmana atikramana. Brahmana is those people who are learned in Vedas, who practice Vedic traditions, who are stronger. That's why, who are those Brahmanas? So, Brahmanam, Srotriyam, Brahmanishtam. So, and akamaha tasya, so they don't have kamas. If at all kamas are being overcome and they have one desire, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ desire ಇದೆ. What is that one desire? Is to follow whatever is said in Vedas. That's why it is said, Vedo, when Shankara said, Vedo nityam adhiyatam taduditam karmasvanushthiyatam. ಮನಸ್ಥೀಯತಾಂ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರಹ ಮನೀಷ ಪಂಚಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಹೌ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಅವರ್ ಎಟಿಕ್ವೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಆಸ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಎರಡೂ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, then or when they are coordinating each other, then it is a great gain for all people. So it's really interesting, is it not? So that's why deva dravya vinasena. So they are fall down because the destruction of the properties of deities. Your temple properties ಎಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. How sinful it is. ಸಿ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಆಭರಣಗಳು ಇದೆ, or any temple god. So to just now my daughter telephoned that she is going to examine and verify the various ornaments to various gods in the Hindu temple in Annapolis. That is the board of trustees. They're all meeting together to verify, because the new administration started. Before they take the role as administrators or caretakers of the temple properties and temple things, or deities them, they have to review and try to have a check. So stock checking they are going to, and like that they should not aspire temple lands. See, actually Maharajas have granted so much of land and other things to the temples when they built wonderful temples for the, because earth is not only the place for humans, earth is a place for all sorts of people. Interesting, is it not? ಸೊ ಈ ಭೂಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವತೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಥಾನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಎವ್ರಿ ಹೌಸ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಗಾಡ್, ದೇವತಾ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಂ. Also, your temple will be a wholesale one, but in every house there is the Devata Gruham independently, or a portion at one place. Generally, in olden days, I don't know now, they used to keep a corner in the kitchen to put all the gods and make puja in the kitchen. ಆವಾಗ ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಆ ಮನೆಗಳೇ ಇದೆ ಇವಾಗ, ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಡೇ ಹೌಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಲೌಂಜ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗಾಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೂಜಾ. ಸೊ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸ್ವ ಹರಣೇನ ಚ. So another property is robbing the properties of the Brahmins also. That's really Mahapapam. I know some people, the father has given freely Bhudanam and also Gruhadanam. He made, but only thing is, so he just registered the house to an old couple, and they were living happily in that. Suddenly, the eldest son of that father and suddenly realized that that area completely is in his, the patta is in his house, in his name. So he has to occupy all that and give it to his sons. So he evacuated the old couple who were happily living, and also destroyed the house in which they were living for a long time. And idella, they are wonderful Brahmins, old couple, but he has done. But I have seen how miserable ending came to all of them. So Vidura, when he said at that time that Brahmananam astuni apaharanam is never. Brahmana means what? Those who are religious, not necessarily by birth, because all people by birth are Sudras. Manu's Dharma, Manu says that Janmana Jayate Sudraha Samskara Dvijayuchyate anta. Samskara idre, samskara andre upanayana adella alla, but how you build up your character and conduct with some etiquette and all required things, then you will see that you are really great. So, and also the insulting to do the Brahmins also is that. So, Brahmahano Janaha, those people who will make the Brahmins cry and deprive, because those who insult, who attend the Brahmanas, when offend the Brahmanas, they are not at all never prosperous. In fact, you see that But Pandavas became prosperous because, Bhima went in place of a Brahmin's boy as a food for the Bakasura. But at that instance tells that how the dharma was observed or governed by Pandavas, although they were in the guise of a Brahmins. ಅವ್ರು ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಿನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಪುರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಿನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶೆಲ್ಟರ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಧ್ಯಮ ಅವನು ಹೋಗೋವಾಗ ಆ ಕುಂತಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಇಸ್ ಡಲ್, ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್? ದೆನ್ ದೆ ಸೇ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಟುಡೇ ಮೈ ಎವ್ರಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಟು ಬಕಾಸುರ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಅವರ್ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ the Brahmins are not to be insulted, and all. If at all they are doing it, they are not less than the Rakshasas. And secondly, who are Rakshasas? Rakshasas are those who love himsa. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಹಿಂಸೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆನಂದವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ನಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. So this is really bad. Hamsa to others is a problem. In fact, that's what we say as parahimsa. Parahimsa is you should not ಆತ್ಮಹಿಂಸಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆತ್ಮಹಿಂಸಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ರಿಲಿಜನು ಇದೆ ನಮಗೆ. ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಬಾಡಿ, give comfort to the body, and they want to use the body for higher elevations, arhat anta. Anyway, so Brahmana, next 27th slokadalli, Brahmananam paribhavato parivadacha bharata kulani akulatam yanti nyasa apaharanena cha. That cha is important. See, in olden days, Nyasapaharana means whatever people entrust some items or the money or anything like that, if the person on whom this is entrusted forgets, and then he will not give back whatever has been taken out, it's a Mahabharata. And that's so if anybody, in those days, the Jamindars, as we know that, the Jamindars used to keep up the money of the poor people or farmers and all that. But if they were regular and sincere, whenever the farmer wanted some money, they used to give share. But there were also some bhupatis who were not at all so ethical that they were able to grab some portion of it. Because ದುಡ್ಡು ನೋಡಿದರೆ, ಹೆಂಗಸರನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ, ಪುಸ್ತಕ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆಸೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅದರಿಂದ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ತಾಗಿ ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಅದೃಷ್ಟ. ಅದು ದಿ ಟಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ವನಿತಾ ವಿತ್ತಂ ಧನಂ, ಈ ಮೂರನ್ನು ವನಿತಾ ವಿತ್ತಂ ಪುಸ್ತಕಂ. ಸೊ ಪುಸ್ತಕಂ ವನಿತಾ ವಿತ್ತಂ ಪರಹಸ್ತಂ ಗತಂ ಅಥವಾ ಪುನರಾಯಾತಿ ಜೀರ್ಣಂ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚ ಖಂಡಶಃ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಭಾಷಿತಕಾರರು ತುಂಬ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ಡ್ ದಿ ಲೋಕರೀತಿ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಕುಲಾನಿ ಅಕುಲತಾಂ ಯಾಂತಿ ನ್ಯಾಸಾಪಹರಣೇನ ಚ, ತುಂಬ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ taking this as a cue, we have large number of dharmashastra-karas and ನೀತಿಕಾರಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ಆನ್. ಸೊ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀತಿಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ವಿ ಗಾಟ್ ಸುಭಾಷಿತ ಭಂಡಾಗಾರ. ಭಂಡಾಗಾರ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ talking about the human conduct and character and correcting it and necessary needs for regulating, stimulating the character of people. Because generally we love what is easy and what is not conditional. Therefore we are always happy. But But our Shastras tell you that you have got some rhyme, rhythm, order, and observance. So even Krishna in Gita says, Shastra Vidhi Mutsrujya Vartate Yaha. ಸೊ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ವಿಧಿನೂ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣಾನಾಂ ಪರಿಭವಾತ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಿನ್ಸ್. And parivada cha, parivada means speaking ill of Brahmins. And so ill of Brahmins, don't talk ill of Brahmins, because you just be mum whenever the question of Brahmins come up. And Brahmins also must work such that they do not have any objectionable character and all that. So that's why Brahmins behavior and birth itself is really ಅಸಿಧಾರಾವೃತಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಪಾಪ ಪುಣ್ಯಗಳು ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಂದು ಅಂಟಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣರಿಗೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅವರು ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣರ ಧರ್ಮ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ದು ಮಾಡದೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಡೇಂಜರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ ಅದರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಈ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಉತ್ತಮ ಅಂದರೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಿತ್ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಅನುಚರತಿ ಯಹ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಏನು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ drastic impact. Therefore, Brahmins are like the glass. They have to be very careful. Glass handle with care ಥರ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣರು ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ಬ್ರೂರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ ಬ್ರೂರ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಎಲಿವೇಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಟು ಬಿ ಎ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಜಾಬ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೆಗೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. ಚಾಡಿ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಮಾಡಬಾರದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ನ್ಯಾಸವಾಗಿರುವ ಧನವನ್ನು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಮನಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ for the purpose storage with the elder, they have to return whenever it is being demanded or asked for. And if at all one people do deprive such thing, they are also demean and their kula dignity falls. For example, a great minister's grandson were to be a robber. Imagine, a minister is meant for looking for the good of the people, helping the people. And a bank robbery, if it is done, grabbing away the people's money there kept in the bank. So adara ಮಾಡಬಾರದು. Now, next 28 and 29, I am reading. ಕುಲಾನಿ ಸಮುಪೇತಾನಿ ಗೋಭಿಃ ಪುರುಷೋಸ್ವತಃ ಪುರುಷತೋ ಸ್ವತಃ ಕುಲಸಂಘಾಂ ನ ಗಚ್ಚಂತಿ ಯಾನಿ ಹೀನಾನಿ ವೃತ್ತಿತಃ ವೃತ್ತತಃ ವಿಹೀನಾನಿ ಕುಲಾನಿ ಅಲ್ಪಧರಾನ್ಯಪಿ ಕುಲಸಂಖ್ಯಾಂ ತು ಗಚ್ಚಂತಿ ಕರ್ಷಂಚಿ ಮಯಜ್ಯಸಃ. So now ultimately in 28-29 slokas, so he is trying to define the kulam. So if a family contains whatever properties noble, but because of that you cannot declare them as Mahakulas, because families are there, groups of families are there who are also those families which members, large number of people, Kula Sanghaha, Samupetani, Gobhihi Purushataha, Ashwataha. So number of cows, number of groups of people, and number of horses, and also, but if they are wanting character, they will be completely demand of the dignity. See, Kula Sangham न गच्छन्ति यानि हि हीनानि वृत्ततः. That is most important. Vritta is character building, character. ಆ ವೃತ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ there is a distinction. ಸುವೃತ್ತಿ, ದುರ್ವೃತ್ತಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೃತ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ವೃತ್ತಿ, ಸುವೃತ್ತಿ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಡಿಗ್ನಿಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ for example, in Rigveda, it is not today's statement which Vidura is doing in Mahabharata or even today. So we have in Rigveda itself Agni Suktam. So Agni is called Mahan Agni because of the Surukti, because of the behavior of Agni, character and conduct and all that. So Agni is called Mahan Agni. Mahasivaha, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahakali. So the Mahashabda becomes added to them when that vritti is good, when character. That's why it is said, if character is lost, everything is lost. If health is lost, something lost. If wealth is lost, something lost. But if character lost, everything is lost ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕ 29 ವೃತ್ತತಃ ತು ವಿಹೀನಾನಿ ಕುಲಾನಿ ಅಲ್ಪಧನಾನ್ಯಪಿ ಕುಲಸಂಘಾಂ ತು ಗಚ್ಚಂತಿ ಕರ್ಷಂತಿ ಚ ಮಯಜ್ಯಸಃ. ಸೊ ಅನದರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್, so there are families, they may not be rich, they may not have number of cows, number of people in the house or supporters or horses or anything like that. But if they are having vrittatahastu avihinani kulani albadhananyapi, when families have got good nature, good behavior, good contact, good mind, etc., though they are not rich, still kulasangham tu gachanti mayaha yashaha karshanti. Karshanti means attract. Maya and yasha, these are the two things. What is maya? Maya is the scope that you can attain religious distinction and ultimately moksham. And yashaha is the kirti, so long you have got, and afterwards also you get the kirti. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾನವರು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಮಯಃ ಅಂಡ್ ಯಶಃ. And mayaha and yashaha will come to when you are doing the sham. That's why in Rudram, Namakam, you come across a beautiful statement. Namas Somaya cha Rudraya cha namas Tambraya cha Arunaya cha namas Shangaya cha Pasupataye cha namas Shankaraya cha Mayaskaraya cha namas Shivaya cha Shivataraya cha. ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಶಂಕರ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶಂಕರಾಯ ಚ ಮಯಸ್ಕರಾಯ ಚ. ಈಗ 3 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಜಾಯಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅದರ್ few minutes and I'll please rejoin for about 5-10 minutes because I want to complete some more 2 or 3 slokas more. So be ready for that. I think I'll join again. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಯಃ ಅಂದರೆ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾದ ಕೀರ್ತಿ, ಮೋಕ್ಷಪ್ರದವಾಗಿರುವ ಸ್ಥಾನ. ನಾವು ಮೋಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿರುವ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಬರೀ ಈ ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮುದುಕರಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಆಸ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ದಿ ಮದರ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ತಿ, ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ, ನಾಟ್ ದಿ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್. And some children will be there, they divide the parents. ಅಮ್ಮನ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಅಪ್ಪನೊಬ್ಬರು ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವರು ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಬೇಡ, ವೃದ್ಧಾಶ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ದುಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಆಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಶೇರ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಗಾಟ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ type of people with different permutations and combinations. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗದೆ there should be regularity in the behavior, love in behavior, and responsibility in behavior. No, notice, so Krishna is always telling that Mayarpita Manobuddhi, Aham Tvam Mokshayishyami, Masuchaha. See, Aham Tvam Mokshayishyami anta Krishna Name Bhaktaha Pranasyanti, Kalyana Krutata Durgatim Nagachati. ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸೊ ವೃತ್ತದಿಂದ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಧನವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಪೂರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದ ಪೂರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದ ರಿಚ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, because rich people will not be very much immediately convenient for the needy people, because their attitude will be different. But if the rich people are really great, then it's really different. And Sanskrit literature, we have dramas, natakas written by many dramatists, where a person who has character is respected by all people, whether he is not rich or not or rich. So ಇವಾಗ less than 1 minute ಇದೆ. So we'll just log in again for few minutes and then we drop off. Om Swasti. Sri Krishnarpanamastu.